So put on your tinfoil hat because we're getting ready to talk about some theories about Scream 6. So we had some promo pictures coming out yesterday with the cast all holding different knives. Well, not different knives because Tara's character was the only one holding a black knife. And yes, I could be looking too much into this, but I think that could be a sign that she might be one of the new killers, or she was already a killer in Scream 5. So I know that this alone might seem like a bit of a stretch, but I have a few other theories. And we also have this photo of her and her sister where it looks like Tara is, she's getting held onto by probably Sam. They're on the balcony and she has this really evil, creepy smile on her face. So, look, I feel like there could be three killers even in this one, which obviously is canon because we've had three killers before with Roman. Well, even if they weren't really doing it at the same time. You know what I mean, with Roman, Billy, Stu. So there's definitely precedent for that. And also, I think that the killer, if she had been the killer in Scream 5 and she still is in Scream 6, then that could be the new thing that the killer was talking about. How they said in the trailer, you've never seen anything like me before. You've never seen a killer that's been a victim and is now, from final girl to killer. And it's sort of like that quote, I forget how it goes. If you look into the abyss for too long, be careful it's looking back. Or, you know what I mean? Like, be careful those who chase monsters. You might find yourself becoming one. And I feel like we see that sort of already in Sam, her sister. And I don't think they're going to go in that direction. I feel like that would be too obvious because we've had already two generations of Loomises. Billy's mum, Billy being the ghost faces, and having Sam. I just feel like, no, they're not going to go in that direction. But Tara would be a surprise. We wouldn't see that one coming. So I think it's also canon, well, not in the movies, but in Scream the TV show, to have the killer survive. They survived in the TV show the first season and went on to continue killing in the second season. And both first and second season of the show are absolutely amazing. I highly recommend you check it out if you haven't. Unfortunately, I've been trying to find a way to rewatch it, but it seems to have disappeared off the internet. So buy physical media, I guess. Anyway, but the third season, just trust me, ignore it. Anyway, so we've seen that it is possible for the killer to survive and keep on killing in the next installment. So we see in Scream 5, Tara is the one saying they have to go to Stu's house because she doesn't have her inhaler. And yes, she's obviously been through a majorly traumatic event, but still, if you have this thing that could potentially save your life, that you've had with you for probably your whole life, like, I'm not asthmatic, I don't know how it works, but I think if you have asthma, it's always going to be on your mind. Is my inhaler with me? Do I have it? So it just seems a little strange that she conveniently forgets it and they have to go to Stu's house. And yes, there is a plot hole, I will admit. We have the opening attack where obviously it's Tara. And you know what? I think she could have set it up. I mean, obviously it's a very extreme thing to do, but isn't killing an extreme thing to do? We're talking about a crazy person here. So yes, I think she could have set it up. Anyway, I think that obviously it doesn't make sense if her and Ghostface, the other Ghostface that attacked her, was alone. Why did they still need to, have the charade? I don't really know. I think there's probably a way that the writers could work around that somehow. Like with Billy and Stu, you think that you know the whole story and then you find out about Roman and there's another layer to the story. Maybe there's more about that situation that we will find out about in Scream 6. So anyway, I feel like we see in the trailer Sam falling off the balcony, the same balcony that Tara was on. So maybe she pulled her sister up and then her sister pushes her off. So I feel like there's obviously a lot of unresolved anger with the sisters. Yes, they went through this really traumatic experience together, so family bonding time, and they seem better at the end of Scream 5, but there's obviously still going to be a lot of tension there, which is confirmed in some article. They said, I forget where it was from, but they said that Sam was being too overprotective of Tara, and that could be also a reason why she would want to become a killer, because she wants her sister to sort of back off. So I feel like that would be something that would be more likely to happen if she wasn't actually the killer in Scream 5 and has just started to embrace that darkness. I mean, she almost got attacked, got killed. She had all this traumatic stuff happen to her. And like the Joker says, all it takes is one bad day. And I would say Tara definitely had quite a few very bad days. So I don't think it's that crazy to think that she might have just snapped. So this could definitely be the reason why Sam embraces her darkness. We see her battling that for a long time. And her sister being Ghostface would definitely be the catalyst for her to finally snap as well. And that would be really interesting. I'd really like to see that, her and her sister in a fight to the death. And I feel like the trailer implies that obviously, well, Sam's always been the final girl of Scream 5 and Scream 6, and he says it's about you. And that's confirmed by the fact that in the museum, the Scream Ghostface Museum, we see all the Ghostface costumes and only Billy Loomis's is in the glass. Yes, obviously it could be just a museum open to the public and it could just be an accident, but it also could be somehow that it's intentional, you know, because it's always been about her family. And it sort of makes sense because Scream has always been in some way tied to family. And having Tara know that her sister is Billy Loomis's daughter, she's going to have that inside information to sort of use against her sister. And we've seen obviously with Roman and Sydney how deep sibling, well, I don't want to call it sibling rivalry, but obviously siblings have been a focus before in the franchise, with one of them being sort of the evil twin sort of thing, you know. Well, they're not twins, but you know what I mean. So I think that would be an interesting thing to happen. I don't know if they're actually going to go in that direction or not. I also have a theory that a lot of people don't like because Kirby is such a fan favorite for me as well. But I have a theory that she could be the killer, like I said with the others, with the Carpenter sisters. I feel like Kirby could have just snapped after having such a traumatic event happen. Her almost boyfriend, Charlie Walker, almost killed her. Her best friend, you know, turned out to be a psycho killer. She's always loved horror movies like Billy. Who knows, maybe the reason why she's a cop now is because she likes that sort of element of danger and violence. Anyway, that's just a theory I have, because she sort of seems to insert herself back into things in Scream 6, so that could be another sort of situation of Final Girl turning into Ghostface, and I would love that to happen, because, okay, if it happens with Sydney, that would be awesome. I know, don't come after me. I know that's a really unpopular theory, like, what if Sydney was ever Ghostface? But think about it, she's been through the most trauma of all. Everybody that she has trusted has basically betrayed her at some stage, and her husband. I'm pretty sure there was an original script where he was going to be a Ghostface. What if in later movies they brought that element back? We find out he's a Ghostface, and that, yeah, just causes Sydney to snap. That would be amazing and also very sad, yes. But we've had Sydney the Survivor, Sydney the Overcomer so many times. Let's have something different. So that would definitely be different. Anyway, those are all my main theories. I don't think they're very likely to happen, but it would be great if they did happen. And I think the other thing, obviously, is Schumacher coming back. Honestly, I don't know if they're going to do that. If they do, it will definitely be in Scream 7, only if Nev comes back, because they're not going to have Stu return unless Sydney's involved, obviously. And yeah, I think this could be the movie Gale Weathers dies in. I think we could finally see her die in this. That's a theory. This will be the last movie for her. And it's sad, but she's not one of my all-time favorite characters, so it's not too sad, but still, I will be disappointed if she does die, because I would still like to see her make her way to the end. Anyway, so those are all my theories. Like I said, I don't think they're actually going to happen, but I have hope. Maybe one of them will happen. And out of all of them, I really do think that Tara is the one that would be the most credible, because like I've said, there seems to be some evidence towards that one. So let me know your theories down below if you have any. Are you excited for Scream 6? What was your favorite Scream movie? For me, it was definitely number 1, then number 4, then 2 and 3, and then 5. So yeah, it's interesting that this seems to get like better and then worse and better again for me, which is good, because some franchises that have gone on this long just steadily go downhill every time. So it's really interesting to see that Scream doesn't do that, and I think Scream 6 definitely looks like it could actually be better than 5 in my opinion. So anyway, like I said, please subscribe, turn on the notification bell. You know the drill by now, guys. Thank you.